Good afternoon. Good afternoon. My name is Sabrina Brightstar, and I want to talk about the different emotions: anxiety, stress, worry, fear. How you can actually shift, jump, or swap out those emotions with something that is more regulating in your body, something that calms you, gives you balance, gives you peace, gives you security, gives you clarity. Before we talk about how quickly and easy it is to actually jump dimensions, shift portals, hop into a different state of being, I want to talk about the value of the emotions. Sometimes just to get started, to remember that you wanted the emotional experience. That's why you incarnated on this planet. This planet, planet Earth, is a specialty planet for the huge smorgasbord of emotions. That's like wanting to incarnate in a reality where there were 300 different colors to create art with, and then you get into that reality and you insist on only using 3 of the colors, right? From your higher perspective, your inner being would be like, but you chose this incarnation for the 300 different colors. Like, you came for the experience of all these different types of colors to create and design and collaborate with. And now you're closing off all of those other colors because you're locked in on this idea that only 3 colors are here for you. Only 3 colors can serve you. Obviously, this is an analogy, but it's a really good analogy because it helps the mind, right? Many of us are really trapped in the mind, and we've bypassed the body. And that's why, as starseeds light workers, we're remembering how important it is to get into the body and to regulate our nervous systems. We're here to be lighthouses for regulated nervous systems amidst the chaos. And one way that you can be stable in all of this emotions that are happening, all of the collective fear that's happening, is to remember why you incarnated. To remember, like, planet Earth is the specialty planet of intense emotions. It's 300 different colors. It's 300 more different emotions. And so if we have a judgment, if we have a point of view that certain colors are bad or wrong or inaccurate or not serving us or evil, then you don't get to experience those colors with a neutral point of view. You don't get to have the experience of playing and co-creating with different colors. So the same thing with our emotions. If we can just loosen up our point of view, our point of attraction regarding emotions, it instantly starts to regulate us. Because instead of pushing against, like, oh, I'm in fear, I shouldn't be in fear, I'm too smart for fear, like, I know too much, why am I going to fear, I'm listening to the news, I'm scrolling too much, I'm being influenced by the evil ones. Like, if you have that anxiety, if you have that stress and point of view that fear is bad and wrong, then what fear is here to do doesn't get to do it, because you're refusing it. You're pushing against it. Abraham would call it going upstream. Whereas instead, if you can just recognize, like, oh my gosh, I am feeling a lot of fear right now. That's interesting. Wow, I'm curious why I feel the fear. Wow, I'm curious, is this fear mine? Am I picking up on a collective fear? If you can just dial it back a little bit to bring in curiosity, to bring in wonder, you don't have, the fear will naturally stop being so special or stop being so intense. When you start to question anything, and you aren't questioning from the place of wanting to be right or wrong. See, there's 2 different ways to question. One way of questioning is, I know I'm right, see? And then you're like, I believe this and this is right, see? And then that's actually not even a question. That's a conclusion. And in that conclusion, you want to be right. And your body is designed to help you be right. We all have a reticular activating system. And the job of your reticular activating system is to support you so you feel right. But that's where we're getting that's where we're getting confused, and that's the right word. That's where we're getting trapped. In our point of view of wanting to be right, we close the container. We lock up all the other possibilities. We lock up all of the other data that experience is giving you when you want to be right. And so if you can pull back a little bit, release the idea of being right and just go to question, go to wonder, go to curiosity, you open your field, you open the portal. Right? Instead of your portal being all tight and like no wiggle room, no conscious room, you expand, you widen, you open. And when you have an open field, so much more of who you really are can come in. More data can come in, more consciousness can come in, more insights can come in, more downloads can come in. Because remember, every thought you have is received. It's not an original thought. You have higher mind. Higher mind sends information to brain. Brain then translates it and sends information to physical mind. So every thought you have is just your brain is receiving information from the field. So Abraham brought up an amazing analogy at the last couple workshops about the portal. And if you think of your emotions as a portal, then when you have fear-based thoughts, you'll have awareness that you are in a portal that fear-based thoughts support. Like if you think of your portal as like a wide open space, because your brain is not coming up with any thoughts. Your brain is receiving thoughts. You're receiving information. So I like to compare this to states. I think it's easy to understand this. Let's pretend, for the sake of this conversation, let's pretend Iowa is going to represent the state of fear. Literally, so we're imagining the physical geography of Iowa in the United States, but let's pretend your car is in Iowa, your body's in Iowa, you are in a state of fear. While you're in that portal, while you're in that state, brain will pick up on thoughts that are fear-based. So you'll be having a lot of fear-based thoughts. And then physical mind is translating that, and physical mind might misidentify those fear-based thoughts and think like, oh my gosh, they're mine, because you don't have the awareness. No, your brain is a receptor. Your brain is only receiving the thoughts based on the location of your state of being. Like if you are in Iowa, for example. So let's say you are in Iowa and you know Minnesota is the state of being of calm, of balance, of peace. So you'll be like, oh my gosh, I want to be in Minnesota. I want to be in Minnesota. That makes sense, right? Well, how do you get to Minnesota? There's a lot of different ways to get places. You can walk there, you can ride your bike, you can drive your car, or you can quantum jump. So that's what I want to talk about today. How can we quantum jump so our state of being can go to a location, a portal, a geography, so to speak, that is more easy, that aligns more with where you want to go? Well, first of all, just the awareness that we don't need to judge Iowa as bad. Judging Iowa as bad, judging fear as bad, judging it as right, wrong, contracts you. It closes you up. It defines you. So just, okay, I'm in Iowa. Interesting. That's interesting. I'm in Iowa right now. I'm having a lot of fear-based thoughts right now. Last night I woke up in the middle of the night and I was in Iowa. I had a lot of fear-based thoughts. And I can honor that. I don't have to shame it. I don't have to feel inadequate. I don't have to judge myself. I can just use it as data, as awareness. Like, my brain is having a lot of thoughts, fear-based thoughts. That's interesting. And it's just data. So now if I intentionally want to jump dimensions, if I want to quantum jump, let's say to Minnesota in a nanosecond, I have the capacity to do that. And one of the fastest ways to jump dimensions in a nanosecond is an open-ended question. Open-ended questions are portals. Open-ended questions are portals. They'll instantly take you to a different state of being. An open-ended question is a portal that will instantly take you to a different state of being. You can ask an open-ended question, I wonder what it would be like to feel calm. You're not going for conclusion. You're not going for answer. You're bypassing the logical mind who is trying to have it make sense, have it be a linear answer so it makes sense. You're bypassing that by asking an open-ended question. I wonder what it would feel like to be relaxed right now. I wonder what it would feel like if I felt calm and peaceful right now. That open-ended question is a superpower. It is so easy. It is so simple. It is so free. It is so free. Our multidimensional gifts and abilities, they're free. They're easy. And they're so oversimplified, most humans think they can't, they don't hold benefit. And an esoteric truth will always be simple and easy and available. That's just my knowing. I've always known the more simple, the more easy it is, the more esoteric it is. And in this incarnation with the 500 different colors or 300, whatever I said about the different color crayons, we have so many stories that we've intentionally chosen to co-create with to overcomplicate everything, because we wanted the experience of all of these different colors, of all of these different emotions. And one way we can access all these different emotions is we overcomplicate everything. We overcomplicate it, and we think like the mind, the logical mind thinks like, if I do this, and then I do this, and then I practice this, and then I have self-discipline, and then I have this, then I do this, then I can get end game. But right, like that's just a complicated story to help you have all these different experiences. So we can dial it way back if we want. We can simplify it. We can totally simplify it. And one of our biggest, easiest, totally free tool to use anytime, anywhere is ask an open-ended question. And no one even needs to know you've asked the open-ended question. It's something you can do all internally. Just ask yourself an open-ended question. I wonder what it would be like to feel blank right now. That shifts you, that instantaneously shifts you. And when you know you have resources and tools to change your state of being, that also opens you up not to be so afraid or fearful of when you are playing with a color that's not your favorite, right? Like you came to this planet to play with all these colors. You came to this planet for the emotions. Our planet Earth is bombarded a smorgasbord of emotions, which is a beautiful, beautiful thing. So when you are inside of those emotions, you can, sometimes I like to imagine a parallel version that she doesn't have access to all of these emotions that I have access to. She'd give anything to be woken up in the middle of the night in these emotions of fear and worry and stress and anxiety, because the emotions let you experience, they let you feel. Why do we like amusement parks? Why do we like scary things? Because your body gets to feel. And your person enjoys the different feelings. It's fun to feel. But when we make certain feelings bad or wrong or inappropriate, or we have a point of view, a judgment about the feelings, then that judgment actually traps in those feelings because we're pushing against them. And as Abraham would say, that would be going upstream. And when you try to swim upstream, you don't really get anywhere. It's exhausting. It's struggling. Whereas if we can go downstream, we can like, wow, I'm a physical human with a lot of emotions. And these emotions are just data. They're just information. They're experiential for this incarnation. And if we can loosen up on the judgment, on the point of view that, we've got to master it, we've got to figure it out, we've got to do, like, if we can just relax and go, okay, I'm in Iowa, no big deal. Iowa has value. Iowa, a state of being of fear, has value. It's here to serve us. And so what's actually happening with the light workers, empaths, sensitives, we are learning to have a better relationship with the emotions, because that keeps our nervous system more regulated, more balanced, more grounded. Not because we're always trying to stay totally balanced. I'm balanced, nothing dysregulates me. We're supposed to get, like, fear is supposed to dysregulate you to protect you. So we don't have to judge the fear. It's here to protect you, and it's just supposed to be data and keep moving. Like, it's just information and keep moving. And so when you use different tools that you have available, like open-ended questions, you can have the experience and you can keep moving. You can slowly walk to Minnesota, you can drive to Minnesota, and you can quantum jump to Minnesota. No form of transportation is better or worse. We don't have to judge how you get to Minnesota. You don't have to judge if it took you a month to get there or you did it in a nanosecond. There's no judgment. We're here for the experience. And so when we can loosen up, when we can relax a little bit, when we can, like, find the fun of this amusement park, we incarnated in an amusement park with a whole bunch of different rides, a whole bunch of different feelings, a whole bunch of different side effects, depending on what story we're telling, what ride we're riding on. If you are always on a spinning ride, you're always going to feel spinny. No problem. It's just you're on a spinny ride. If you want to go to a different ride, a more calm ride, or a slower ride, or maybe a high and low ride, like, just hop on a different ride, hop into a different dimension, hop into a different story. And maybe you bebop all over the place. But bebop all over the place and enjoy it. Like, know you're doing it because you wanted the experience of all these different rides. It's so fun. Yeah, I don't know. We, like, overcomplicate everything, which, of course, it's fun to overcomplicate it, because then we'll trap ourselves in the mental body, right? Like, and that's one thing, like, I love the mental body. I love the stimulation of figuring out, like, oh my gosh, I totally put myself in that trap to figure out how to get out of it. That's really stimulating for me. So I've created a lot of situations where I get really mentally deep into the storyline until I pop out, until I'm like, oh my gosh, I did this, I created this. And it feels liberating, it feels fun, it feels empowering to catch, to understand what I did and pop out of it. And now I'm playing more and more with bringing my body, letting my body know, like, okay, body, you're safe. Mentally, you can go down these different rabbit holes. You can have a lot of fun with stimulation, and you can stay safe, and I can stay regulated, bringing in more consciousness, bringing in more awareness. It's all awareness. It's so much information. So thanks for listening. Have a great afternoon.